Kiwis love being outdoors, so why not transform your outdoor living space with a sun view? With our quality range of stylish pergolas, outdoor blinds and awnings, having a sun view is like adding a new room to your home, but for a fraction of the price. Enjoy the outdoors all year round with a range of products to suit your needs. Book a free consultation now with SunView and see the difference.
The National and ACT parties are at odds over efforts to prevent injuries for Māori and Pasifika workers in the manufacturing sector, with ACT arguing the plan falls foul of a ban on race-based public services. ACC Minister Scott Simpson's initially defended the initiative as need-based, given the two ethnic groups suffer a disproportionately high level of injuries in the sector, but has reversed course and asked the organisation to have another look at its proposal. A union leader has also accused ACT of ignoring the science around workplace injuries to win race-based political points. The government, as I said in the intro, this month announced that ACC was investing in an injury prevention initiative for the manufacturing sector. It's part of Project Whakahaumaru, a harm reduction action plan that was developed with the Employers and Manufacturers Association last year. Now, Small Business and Manufacturing Minister Chris Penk said that said manufacturing was the only major industry where work-related injury rates are not declining and have not declined in the past decade, and that the high-risk sector was viewed as a priority by ACC. Here's some quick stats for you. The official tender includes a target of saving nearly 5,500 claims over a decade after the injury prevention project is delivered, and at least 18% of which must be from Māori workers and a further 11% from the Pasifika population. It is that target that attracted the ire of one of the ACT party, which has written to Simpson, asking him to justify the initiative, given that the government has a directive. The ACT Party ACC spokeswoman is Laura McClure, and she joins me now. Laura, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Leah.
Good to have you here today, Laura. Look, the government issued a Cabinet Office circular, didn't they, to all central government organisations, including ACC as a Crown entity, stating an expectation that public services should be prioritised on basis of need, not race. So is ACC falling foul of this directive?
Yeah, look, you're absolutely correct that initiative was released, or the directive, should I say, and I do believe that ACC are falling short completely. In fact, I think it's quite lazy, the way in which that they've gone around targeting specific groups within this program. Firstly, I'd like to say that I actually think it's a really good initiative to be dealing with the manufacturing sector. And seeing what we can do to reduce incidents of harm in the workplace there. But I think when we put that race-based lens on it, goes completely against the directive of this government.
ACC says its data showed Māori and Pasifika people suffered disproportionately high injury rates in the manufacturing sector. But have you seen any of that? Have they provided you with data?
Look, no, they haven't provided us with the specific data, because what I would like to see is overall, what are those harm rates? What are the actual breakdowns? And what is the actual cause of these injuries? I mean, to say that it's potentially based on somebody's ethnicity, that you're more likely to have an injury at work, I think that that's actually quite damaging and quite racist, to be honest. And I think it also marginalises a group of people. So I think the real concern and issue is, what is it about the type of work that is happening within the manufacturing sector that is causing these potential increases in harm incidences. And I think that's relevant to anybody. It doesn't matter about your ethnicity. And that reduction target should be for everybody.
I was thinking, and especially in the manufacturing sector, this particular sector they're looking at, and you've got factory workers or building, and, a lot of it is, I was thinking maybe particularly Pasifika workers, when they might be new to New Zealand from the islands, their English might be not that good, and possibly they're not being trained up very well, of how to work something or be around machines. I'm just putting it out there, Laura, right? So
Look,
maybe this is why I don't think Māori and Pasifika are inherently more susceptible to workplace accidents, but possibly they might be slipping through the cracks of not being trained correctly, not understanding, what's going on. I'm just thinking about that. And in that case, like you said, we should find out why they're having accidents.
Exactly, that's exactly to my point. And I think that would be true no matter what your ethnicity is. If you're a new migrant worker here in New Zealand, you could be Indian, for example, Asian background. And that could be true that there could be potentially language barriers around understanding information. However, I don't believe that is specific to a one or a niche ethnicity. And those issues could be true for quite a few people working in this sector or an industry. So if that is the problem, then let's look at ways of targeting the problem. But the thing is that ACC haven't actually told us what the problem is. And I think it's quite lazy to just call out, hey, we're going to have a reduction in these specific ethnicities because we're saying that they're overrepresented in the accidents, but then there's no actual other data to back this up. And to say what kind of accidents, for example.
Do you think maybe because they're throwing this out to tender as well, it's maybe their way of getting around the fact that, we're not supposed, the government said, we're not doing race-based issues anymore. And the tender will go out, but it will go to, say, a Māori-based group that says they're the only ones that can fix this or know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Then the next thing you know, the people that get the gig, oh, look, it's a Māori Trust something.
Look, we can't be too conspiracy theorists about what the potential
Laura, I
intent
was just thinking of other things,
But yeah, you're free to think about those things, and that's potentially a valid point. But look, I think what we've got is we've got government agencies that have been used to working under this kind of framework, and I think ACC have not really got the message.
Kiwis love being outdoors, so why not transform your outdoor living space with a sun view? With our quality range of stylish pergolas, outdoor blinds and awnings, having a sun view is like adding a new room to your home, but for a fraction of the price. Enjoy the outdoors all year round with a range of products to suit your needs. Book a free consultation now with SunView and see the difference.